it's paper thin. When you go against the crowd, they try to cut you down. You cannot be broken. You're rising from the ground. Resilient, stronger than you know. You're brilliant. When you let your colors show, you're so wide. You won't be down below. Resilient, you're brilliant, you're strong. A lone voice in the desert, in 1,000 miles of heat. Some days you wonder how you're standing on your feet. When you feel you're growing weak, no one hears your cries. Remember, you are here on earth to bloom and to inspire. You won't bow down to the crowd when they try to cut you down. You will not be broken. You're rising from the ground. Resilient, stronger than you know. You're brilliant. When you let your colors show, you're you won't be down below. Resilient, you're brilliant, you're strong. Show me how, when I'm down, I can get back up again, and again, and again. Resilient, stronger than you know. You're brilliant, you're brilliant. When you let your colors show, you're you won't be down below. Resilient, you're brilliant, you're stronger than you know. Resilient, stronger than you know.
Good morning, Napa Valley. So good to have you here. So good to have everybody here. I just love this day, this beautiful day that's up and coming and creative and powerful here. I'm Reverend Jay Lang, the spiritual director here, and it's always good to be in community, so thank you for being here. I have an exciting introduction today. We have a new singer who's not sung with her before, and I've just been listening to her warm up, and you'll just really love her. This is Diana Egizi. Please welcome her.
I am
light of the soul. I am bountiful, I am beautiful, I am bliss, I am, I am. I am the light of the soul. I am bountiful, I am beautiful, I am bliss, I am, I am. I am bliss, I am bliss, I am, I am. I am bliss, I am, I am. I am bliss, I am, I am.
I was going to let her music introduce her in many ways, but I'll let you know she comes from a spiritual tradition of chanting. This particular song is not yours, but you said you have heard it many times and you've arranged it
Yes.
for singing for your...
It's well known in the Kundalini Yoga circle.
Yeah, quite beautiful. So thank you. Let's give her another round of applause. So we begin our service every time with speaking our vision and our mission statement. So if you'll look on your screen, whether at home we welcome you or here in the service, and we say, we are an inclusive community for spiritual growth and compassionate action. And our mission, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone by living intentionally, loving unconditionally, and seeing God in all people and all faiths. Always a great affirmation, and so good to see all of you here, because you are the way that we can fulfill this vision and mission. So thank you for being here today. A couple announcements coming up, but first of all, I just want to know that we've started the Latinx Celebration Month, Heritage Month here in Napa Valley and across this nation, celebrating the amazing contributions of Latinx from many different countries. Most of our Latinx here locally are from Mexico, but they're also from Peru and Colombia and Argentina and all sorts of Latin America countries, and we just embrace all of them and the heritage they bring. Somebody was talking about being in Sonoma at the Mexican Independence Day celebration in the plaza, and there was all these things that we don't really understand all the traditions, but I really want to understand them, and we celebrate them all at this time. So we appreciate that and embrace diversity in every way here. And also, this is International Peace Day, as designated by the United Nations. So it's a good day to remember that all countries together affirm that peace is possible in our own lifetime. And we affirm that in our prayers too. Despite appearances, we know there is something deeper happening that is peace that we can know within, and we know that which we know within can be created worldwide. And we do that not only in this community, but in other communities around us, other faiths that we join in this common vision, and in nonprofits that are part of this worldwide, that are joining in on this knowing the peace. Tonight at 5 o'clock, we have a fall equinox celebration. It's always fun to do that. We're going to be out in the garden courtyard and just being in that sense of the turning of the season of this day of balance and freedom. So please join us for that. Optionally, if you want to bring something to share, some sort of harvest-themed food, whatever that might be, just bring it and we'll share it. It doesn't have to be a, quote, meal, just some snacks to enjoy. So not like a potluck necessarily, but some fun things maybe from your garden or you pick up at the store that has that harvest theme to it. And then next week, I know you're really sad to know that I won't be here next week, but you're going to be really happy. Don't laugh. That was not a joke. But I think you're going to be very pleased with who will be here.
So I don't want to ignore the news. I don't want to be an ostrich with my head in the sand. But sometimes it's agonizing to witness, and then it's confusing. what am I to do? What is mine to do? So the question I'm asking myself, Reverend Jay and the practitioners are asking ourselves, is how do we stay spiritually anchored, exercise our spiritual stamina and resilience, get rid of all that chaotic noise, so the still small voice, the guidance of the divine, is clearly heard and expressed through us?
But I was always a writer, and I was always interested in communication. And after 50 years of being a Zen student and a Zen priest and a Zen teacher, I'm now trying to use things like these YouTube videos and preparing podcasts to talk about issues like this from a holistic point of view, from a point of view that's there's one universe and we're all in it. And Buddhists don't believe that the creator is separate from his creations. That would be a dualistic universe.
In person, but his voice is unmistakable. So he has also not only is he an actor, but he's a Zen Buddhist teacher. And it's that wisdom that we invited, that we wanted him to share with us next week, along with his wife, who you know is a practitioner here, Laura Keller-Coyote. And the two of them are a really sweet blend of consciousness and wisdom. So please join us next week and invite friends. It's a great way to have people who might not know about us, but be interested in hearing Peter speak. So it's a good Sunday to do that. I'll be with my mom for the week in Texas, but I'll tune in online because I'll be interested in hearing it as well. And for those of you who are online, of course, you can tune in the same way. We'll have the same kind of streaming available to you. So the next thing I wanted to call Joanne up and to talk about this coming up event this Sunday. Here's a microphone right there.
So most of you know about Pro Inclusion Napa and our project, the Positive Poster Project, where we work with young people in classrooms and at community events and engage them in a dialogue about our core values of respect, acceptance, and kindness. And then we invite them to choose one of those words and create a work of art on a poster. And the resulting posters are really magical and very inspiring. And we've been displaying them around town. They've been in City Hall and a number of other public spaces. And recently, Chef Ken Frank of La Toque restaurant fame reached out to us and said that at the Westin Hotel, where the restaurant is, they have an art hallway where they feature local artists. And they would like to feature our Positive Poster Project for an exhibition. Fun. We were very touched by that, and they were touched by the work. So a selection of the Positive Poster Project displays will be available on the art hallway at the Westin from the 28th of September until through the end of the year. So we are the show for this quarter. And then, even more fun, they are hosting an opening reception to celebrate the exhibition. And it'll be next Sunday from 3:30 to 5:30 at the Westin Verasa Napa. And you're all invited. And there'll be refreshments, there'll be wine and light bites and what have you. There's no admission to attend, but we ask you to RSVP so we can have an idea of how many people to prepare for. So I hope that you will come and join us. I'll be outside. I have information about it, how to register or get more information, and so come and talk to me outside. And if you're not able to come next Sunday, please drop by the hotel between next Sunday and the 31st of December and see the beautiful works that the kids, I just have to tell you that when we look at these works, it makes me hopeful for the future because they are our future and they're on the right path. Thank you.
Thank you. So good what Pro Inclusion has been doing here in Napa Valley. So we just want to thank you and Laura for everything you do. So thank you. So I just want you to look forward to the next month. October is not far away, and it's a month that we celebrate the spiritual principles of abundance here. And our theme for this year and for this month is rising higher and growing deeper. And what we'll do is we'll have it's 2.0, so to speak. So the advancements that we've done so far with the progress we have made, we're going to be going even deeper and higher in the month of October. And there's a number of events going on. The first Sunday in October, we're going to have the Board of Trustees that's going to meet anybody who wants to talk out in the courtyard just to talk about any how we utilize your donations, what you any questions about, priorities you think we should include in the upcoming budget in 2026, anything like that. And then October 12th, not our event, but one we're supporting, the Napa Against Hate rally that's in Veterans Park after church that day at 12:30. I've been invited to be a speaker there, and it'll be just, I think, a wonderful day to be there. And then I'm doing a workshop on Saturday the 18th called Financial Freedom, A Spiritual Path of Abundance. I've scaled it back a little bit to was going to be into the afternoon, but it's going to end by 11:30 because there's a community event going on that day in the Oxbow, which we can't publicize it because it's political. But it won't be hard to figure out what I'm talking about if you ask other people. But that's. I just wanted to give people space if they wanted to attend that event in the afternoon. And on the 26th is the Sound Journey with Bodhi, and then our annual Community Appreciation Dinner on November 8th. So this is a picture of the Day Against Hate that's going to be on October 12th. A picture of they were in Westwood Park, the last one they had, so the second annual one. And then the Financial Freedom Workshop that you can sign up at the information table or find the link online. And then Bodhi's Sound Journey, that's also information at the information table or online. But I really want to make sure you mark this date, November 8th, for our annual Community Appreciation Dinner. There's no charge to it. You just show up, you get dinner, you get entertainment. We're going to be doing sing-alongs, but mainly it's a time to celebrate our community. And a lot of October and November, that's what we're going to be doing, is celebrating our community. That's the time to gather. We put 3 long strings of tables, and we're providing the food so you can enjoy that. And mainly it's a time just to gather and connect with everybody. So I hope you can make it. We do ask that you reserve ahead of time because we need to account for dinner. And so that's also available online or at the information table. You just need to sign your name on something, so we know you're coming. And how many people, if you're coming with a group, how many people might be coming with you. Anybody who participates in this community at any level, at any events, is welcome to come. And we also want to just acknowledge that we're here for, I left something out. Let me go back. I'm rewinding. October 11th, I forgot to put this in your little flyer. October 11th is our healing circle. I think that's a Saturday. Yeah, that'll be a Saturday. So October 11th. So we'll make sure that gets in the update at the online as well. So what we know is that prayer is a way of opening up your heart and opening up the Spirit moving through you as you. So we encourage you to request prayer, because that alone is opening. Either request prayer in the lobby or online, or meet with a practitioner after the service and have a one-on-one prayer. Be able to hear someone speaking the prayer out loud to you and knowing this for you is very powerful. It's almost like meditation done to you. You just get to receive. So I encourage you to do that. And with that in mind, we'll open up this sacred time for music and prayer and reflection.
beautiful day, this beautiful magic, ordinary magic that we experience here each and every Sunday. Breathing in, taking in this love that beats our heart, breathes our lungs, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. We release all tension, release anything that keeps you from being present here today. And together we say, and so it is. It's such a privilege to be here. Just 2 years after I became a practitioner and I spoke on platform for the first time. We had just come through many fires here in Napa, and I spoke of resilience and my connection to the fire that had just happened in Maui, and the banyan tree, the iconic banyan tree that had come through the fire and was still standing after the smoke. A friend had sent me a picture, and I was so moved by the fact that it was still standing, the resilience and the hopefulness. And being a new practitioner and starting sort of a fresh start, it was the beginning of a journey for me. And now, having just come through some fires of my own, some health challenges that made me question my own resilience, it is really wonderful to be here. And I'm happy to report that the banyan tree is alive and well, and it is thriving, and so am I, recovering from just a little over a month ago having my last surgery, hopefully my last surgery, and standing here with you today. In my darkest moments, I was afraid that my very voice might be silenced, but it was always the hopefulness of spirit that kept me going, that kept me coming back, and I had no idea that I would be standing here 2 years later on the spring equinox, or the fall equinox, counting my blessings and looking forward to a new season. Click. I love this sign. Stand tall and proud. Go out on a limb. Remember your roots. Drink plenty of water, which came in really handy, especially when you have kidney stones. Be content with your natural beauty. Never mind the scars. And of course, always enjoy the view. That advice was key to my recovery, because I think the trees are a perfect model of resilience. They stand for a cycle as they go through the seasons. And I believe it's divine appointment that I'm here today with you on the equinox. The truth is, I love the changing of the seasons because I love fresh starts and I love new beginnings. Spirit knows I've had enough of them. I love the feeling. It's like a blank sheet of paper in a brand new box of crayons. And there's such hopefulness in these moments. Such promise in a clean slate, a newborn baby. And that's what I feel like I am here today, that I can go through the darkness again because I know that even as I watch the leaves falling from the trees and the wind blowing the branches bare, the promise of spring is a fresh blossom that will then turn into the sweet fruit of summer. I don't have to try to hold on to these dead leaves. I can let go and let God. And I let this moment be the moment of change. That magic, that ordinary moment is no ordinary magic. It's transformative. And it reminds me that each day is a clean slate. And today, again, I will never be defeated. That was a Buddhist saying that I learned about 7 years ago, and I didn't really understand what it meant. But I met a woman with stage 4 cancer, and she was handing out bookmarks that she'd made by hand. And I was very touched by the words that she'd written. And she explained that in every moment we were made new and we were renewed, and that the body healed itself, that the body made new cells every breath, every moment. And I thought, if this woman who's dying of cancer could have such hopefulness and such a positive outlook, I could too. Even as I recover from medical intervention, I know that I'm not a failure. I used to believe in the absolute. I used to believe that if you fail, you're a failure. And I thought that I could, heal myself with prayer. And prayer is so important, don't get me wrong. Prayer is what got me through this, but surgery is important too. And we don't blame the trees for burning. Sometimes fire runs through and the trees have got to go. But we don't blame the trees. And we don't blame ourselves for getting sick. And I realize now that I had to let go of all of that and start fresh. So today, again, is a new opportunity to do my best. And I'm handing out my own homemade bookmark with the banyan tree and the saying, today, again, never be defeated. Because that woman who had stage 4 cancer, she might have passed. But she did not die, because I'm here today sharing her message. Today, again, never be defeated. Namaste.
Hold me in your embrace. Bless me with your gentle grace. Open me to give and receive this love that flows eternally. This love unconditional, existing beyond the stars in the sky. This love unconditional, steady flame of the Most High. This love unconditional, healing the mind, body and soul. This love unconditional, bringing us home, making us whole. Children of love, children of light, time to arise, lay down the fight. Your love is the path, your love is the key. Inside and out, unconditionally, we are tending the flame of the holy fire, igniting a movement with devotional desire, being the ones that we came here to be, creating our lives with love. We are free. With this love unconditional, existing beyond the stars in the sky. This love unconditional, steady flame of the Most High. This love unconditional, healing the mind, body and soul, this love unconditional, bringing us home, making us whole. The time is now and the place is here to embrace all you are, to make friends with fear. Let love be the force that transforms all the pain. Surrender illusion, the truth we reclaim. Compassion in action, accepting all parts, polishing the mirror and offering our hearts. This world needs the medicine of presence and patience. You're perfect as you are, a divine manifestation of this love unconditional, existing beyond the stars in the sky. This love unconditional, steady flame of the Most High. This love unconditional, healing the mind, body and soul. This love unconditional, bringing us home, making us whole.
How beautiful. Is that one of your songs? Oh, gorgeous.
It's a shortened version.
A short version of it? Oh. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So wonderful. Great to have you here today. What do you know? The room fills up after a while. People come in. It's good. People I hadn't seen when I was up here previously, so that's good. So this week we're talking about an elevation of awareness, and I had a friend who wanted to see if they were able to elevate beyond the feeling of pain. So when they went to the dentist, they asked for no anesthesia or anything. And so they wanted to see if they could transcend dental medication. All right, okay. That's all. No more of those, I promise. But we are talking about this elevation into awareness. You know, we talk about a higher consciousness, but it's not like there's lower consciousness that we're better or worse. And in fact, we all move through things that at times we feel low energy, and we can raise up to a new level of awareness that simply allows us to be open to guidance, open to opportunities, open for synchronicities and things that come together in our lives. But if we don't elevate it, if we stay down, if you think of it as an elevator, to raise up to a new way of seeing, a new way of being, a new way of understanding, it's that when we can see, feel, sense something greater that we can act in. Shauna, thank you for your beautiful reflection today. And I was thinking about that, and sometimes it feels like prayer doesn't make a difference, but what prayer can do is leads us to a deeper connection with Spirit, and that Spirit can guide us towards the right and perfect way of healing, which is sometimes surgery, which is sometimes alternative things, which is sometimes just doing nothing for a while and recouping your energy. But unless we elevate, unless we are willing to open up to something greater, we're not going to know that. And we're going to stay in the lower vibration and be subject to the whims of the world in that way. We think of the archetype of the fool, if you've seen it maybe on a tarot deck or just a picture that somebody made of it, of the fool that is in the clouds in their thoughts, and they step off a cliff accidentally. I'm not talking about that kind of elevation, because I'm talking about an elevation with awareness, that we can actually be in the world. We're not ignoring what's going on in the world. We're not sticking our head in the sand, metaphorically. We're aware of it, but we don't have to get caught up in that life-denying, unhealthy aspects of division and blame. We can elevate, transcend to something different, and be in peace and love and joy no matter the appearances of the world. I do think of it as like an elevator that you can, this is also this image I had, this is when Michelle and I went on the zip lines, and you climbed up these spirals, but it was an elevation and you gained, and it's that height you see. But I also think of it as an elevator that you step in and rise to a new level. Now, I don't know about you, but I have been on an elevator when some kid, I don't know, 6 or 7 years old, for curiosity and light, reached up and pushed all the buttons. And I'm just going, oh. But they're a kid. So it's not like I get angry at them. They're just being a kid. The kids are kids, right? But when certain people who are adults push my buttons, I get mad and angry and upset. And more I want to be able to uninstall those buttons. The person who activated my buttons didn't install them. They were installed already. They just happened to remind me of what those buttons are, right? And I would like to offer them the same patience and forgiveness as I would a 6-year-old. And in some ways, there is a spiritual immaturity going on, an unripeness, as Jesus called people, that we all are on a path of growth. And I myself find myself in a place of lack of understanding, sometimes lack of awareness. So we all can step into the elevator and raise ourselves up to a higher level. This is Odin, my 6-year-old grandson who lives in the Netherlands, and he's playing rugby. And I will tell you, when I watch him, he's a little unripe, but he's 6 years old, so that's okay. But his mom has him playing rugby because it's a rougher little sport. In Europe, it's more common there for kids to play rugby. But what I know is I also see him being influenced, normed to not suppress, because he's still authentically Odin, but to understand how to be kinder and gentler and sweeter and understanding and listening and understand how to cooperate and play with others. And that we're all on that level of doing that we don't need to be judgmental of others or judgmental of ourselves when we feel like we have made a misstep of some sort. And usually just based on ignorance. And the thing is, we don't know what we don't know, right? How could we know what we don't know? Well, when you elevate, when you go to a new level of awareness, then you are able to notice, oh, you find out what's missing, what you were missing, and what the wisdom of something in our body, or some situation, our relationships, or our jobs, or other things in our lives that are going on, and we gain insight. It's not that it was brought to our life so that we learn something necessarily, but when it's there, we can learn from it. We can gain wisdom. We gain insight and guidance about what to do in that situation when we're willing to open up. And what I know is that this is a path of peace, and we can find compassion in our action, and even a contentment in our discontent, and find that there is a new way of doing things. And when we're able to rise up in this way, we can know a greater truth, this awareness elevator, if you want to call that, and we can rise up. We can pay attention. We don't have to be attached to the outcome, and we tell the truth. And in that way, we find a greater and easier way of life. I know all of you have been either because you've driven up to a vista, or you've hiked to a vista, or you've been on top of the Archer Hotel over here and seen over things, and you can see things from a vista. The same is true when we transcend within our consciousness, that we have a greater view of seeing things. And I would say that this idea of a contemplative life where you are reflective, you are aware of things. My older son, very smart kid, sometimes too smart, because he can find criticism of others easily that he judges them for. He's matured much as an adult, but as a high schooler, young, I think probably a sophomore. He came home just in a foul mood one day. And I asked him what's going on. He goes, well, I had to take this standardized test today, and I came up to a question, and there was no right answer there. I go, well, what do you mean no right answer? He goes, well, okay, here's the question. The question was, it showed a picture of the United States with the state, of North America, with the state boundaries drawn on the United States. And the question was, where would you see this kind of view? Would it be from an airplane, a hot air balloon, a shuttle, or from the moon? And I said, well, what did you answer? And he goes, well, first of all, you can't, from anywhere, you're not going to see any state boundaries. I go, oh, you're right. He goes, I put down the shuttle because that was the best answer, but it was a dumb question. And the people that wrote the test are stupid, right? Sounds like a 15, 16-year-old there, right? And he's right. But what I know, when we are willing to be contemplative, when we are curious, wondering, and open, and we notice that our first appearances that we see or first thoughts are rarely the highest truth, that we invite new perspectives, insight, and intuition. We're mindful. We practice silence, inner reflection, prayer, meditation, and a conscious effort to let go of distractions so we can cultivate an inner awareness and a deeper connection to spiritual truths. Then we develop a deeper experience, habits, ways to find that contentment even when things aren't looking the way we want them. Our experiences aren't exactly the way we find contentment. And I love this chart here that I saw that talks about contemplative life. And you'll notice the bottom below the line is called institutional forms, and that's when appearances are apparent. Like people are, whether it's a religion or a political view, there's some hard lines between this is the way it is and it's not any other way. But you go into the contemplative over that line where you're curious and open and willing to look, the lines are blurrier. There's less division between people. You're more accepting of people and their differences. And then I would also add the mystical is where there's no lines at all. But it's also challenging to live from the mystical. You can have mystical experiences in your life, but rarely do people live from the mystical unless you live in a cave somewhere. But if you live in the world, a contemplative is a good choice because you can rise above it. Now, a couple people, I met this man named Larry Sen who wrote a book called Up the Mood Elevator, and he literally talked about an elevator moving from lower vibration, lower, I wouldn't call them bad emotions, but they seem to be not progressive emotions, that they're judgmental, defensive, self-righteous. But the turning point is curious, and then once you're curious, you can move into flexible, sense of humor, patient, appreciative, resourceful, grateful. And this is very also similar to the work of David Hawkins, who actually calibrates these emotions and feelings as you move up the level to where fear and desire are lower vibration, and when you have courage and neutrality and willingness, you move into the upper categories of reason, love, joy, and peace. So this is, and what I find, the way we can move up that elevator is to notice when our buttons are being pushed, but also that reflective, that curiosity we can have, that what would love look like here? What would joy look like here? How could I open up to a greater way? What's a different way of doing things? Or simply, God, I'm out of answers. What you got for me? What you got? Because I don't know. I know I don't know. That's probably a great place to start. I don't know yet. But I'm willing to learn. I'm curious. Show me the way. Show me a way. We also know there are human angels that help us. There are other people to guide us. And we just trust and know as we elevate ourselves into a greater transcendence. It's what the transcendentalists did during the 1800s, people like Emerson and Thoreau. And also Edgar Mitchell, if you don't know his story, he was on the Apollo 14 and he walked on the moon, the sixth person to walk on the moon. And he's a very scientific military man, just like, things are by the book. On the way back, after he got back on the shuttle and was heading back home, he caught a glimpse of the earth. And he had seen it before. But something changed in him, and he had a mystical experience of watching the earth revolve and orbit around. And he said that I not only saw the connectedness, I felt it. And he started with other people, started the Institute of Noetic Science, and really was aware that there were greater things going on besides the appearances of life. I know part of what he did was, my sense of it, I don't know, I've never heard him say this, but he was so focused on his mission. Thinking about walking on the moon would be a big deal, right? But it was on the way back when most of his primary mission was finished is when he opened up to it. So sometimes when we step away from that doingness and open to a greater thing, then we gain this greater awareness that we are, this paying attention, that we remove blinders and we open up. One of my favorite stories is, I mentioned in my email today, this week. If you don't get that, feel free to sign up for that at the information table. But it's about one of our former presidents, John Quincy Adams, and he was walking slowly along a Boston street on his 80th birthday when a friend asked him, "How is John Quincy Adams today?" He responded, "Thank you. John Quincy Adams is well, sir, quite well. I thank you. But the house in which he lives at present has become dilapidated. It is tottering upon the foundations. Time and the seasons have nearly destroyed it. Its roof is pretty well worn out, its walls are shattered, and it trembles with every wind. The old tenement is becoming almost inhabitable, and I think John Quincy Adams will have to move out soon. But he himself is quite well, sir, quite well." And it's a beautiful story about, that we are not our body, that we can be well despite challenges with our body or housing, or that we might think that part of our lives needs to be remodeled or rebuilt a little bit, or that perhaps we think our city, state, nation, world is tottering upon its foundations. Right? We can be still quite well because it is well within our soul. Does that mean we don't do anything? No. I am active in issues that I think are important to this world. I'm actively going out and doing things about that. And I'm carrying with me my wellness with me. Because I think when we are able to choose to be for something, that's why I like Pro-Inclusion Napa. They're for kindness. That's the basis of their thing. They're not against anything. They're for kindness. And I think we can be for love, for deeper connection, for life-affirming and healthy ways of doing things in body, mind, spirit, and soul in all ways. And sometimes we're on the elevator of life, we need to push the stop button. Just push that stop button, take a step back. There are shuttles and rockets that have been scrubbed because they didn't feel confident about it. And just because you stop for a moment doesn't mean it's no to it forever. It means not yet. There's a delay in your launch. There's something you're not sure about, and you want to just take another moment. Because we can't know what we don't know unless we stop and take the time to do that. And the next thing is, in this awareness elevators, don't be attached to the outcome. It was Peter Coyote that reframed this notion of Buddhism that says that we suffer when we're attached to the outcome. He said, really, it's about accepting what is. And yes, that's the same thing in some ways, but to me, it's a gentler way of saying accepting what is. When Michelle and I went on our rides on the zip lines, I assure you, I watched our person, her name was Taylor, the way she hooked up all the, I was checking her, but once I was sure she did it, I just let go. and went on him. Now you'll notice that Michelle is doing a better job of letting go than me. You're supposed to like relax fully. I'm still like, okay, a little bit. But at some point you just have to trust the universe. You can't keep wondering if the cables are attached to the right way. You've just got to let go and let it be. And then when you show up fully, tell the truth. Now, I'm not talking about confronting every person you see because they disagree with you. I'm talking about, first of all, tell yourself the truth. Be authentic and show up in an authentic way. Ralph Waldo Emerson and John Quincy Adams, that I both talked about, had two different philosophies in life. One was very individualistic, believing in self-reliance, and the other think that we do things together for the collective good. But they both were vocally, loudly abolitionists who were against slavery. I said, don't think just this time there's conflict. This is the only time there's conflict, because that was in the middle of the Civil War. They lived and did their speaking and serving during the Civil War. And when slavery was a huge topic, obviously, debated, and still has some lingering effects on this nation. So I think it's about just this time that we open up to our greater good and tell ourselves the truth. And when there's an opening, yes, we want to tell the truth. I'm always inspired in the way Amanda Gorman told the truth. That she, at the inauguration in 2021, she read or spoke, I don't think she read it because she knew it so well, The Hill We Climb. And I just want to say a little bit about that right now. So let the globe, if nothing else, say this is true, that even as we grieved, we grew, even as we hurt, we hoped, that even as we tired, we tried. That we will be forever tied together victorious, not because we will never again know defeat, but because we will never again sow division. Scripture tells us to envision that everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. If we're to live up to our own time, then victory won't lie in the blade, but in all the bridges we made. That is the promise to the glade, the hill we climb if we only dare. For there is always light if we're brave enough to see it. If we're brave enough to be it. So let us elevate ourselves to a new plane and see a greater vision for our life and for the community and the world as a whole. Let us go to prayer. Yeah, take that breath in and just let it go. I know as we step into this prayer, we are connected with the divine that is this awareness in us, that is this insight and intuition. For I know there are frustrations in you, worries and concerns about your own life, a loved one, or the world as a whole. And right now, just for this moment, just let it go and allow Spirit to come within. Just sit in its presence in this moment and be at peace. It's from this peace we can discover a greater knowing, a greater intuition, a greater love. And for this we're grateful today. And we just allow Spirit to guide us in all ways. For I know it is in this moment doing that. And for this we're grateful, as always, as we release it into the Word, knowing the Spirit is working through us in glorious ways. And together we say, and so it is.
is like a spring so warm, it makes flowers bloom all over the earth. My pain is like a river of tears, so vast it fills the four oceans. Please call me by my true name, so that I can hear my cries and laughter at once, so I can see that my joy and pain are one. Please call me by my true name, so that I can wake up and the doors of my heart can be left open. My joy is like a spring so warm, it makes flowers bloom all over the earth. My pain is like a river of tears, so vast it fills the four oceans. Please call me by my true names, so that I can hear my cries and laughter at once, so I can see that my joy and pain are one. Please call me by my true names, so that I can wake up and the doors of my heart can be left open. Please call me by my true names, so that I can hear my cries and laughter at once, so I can see that my joy and pain are one. Please call me by my true names, so that I can wake up and the doors of my heart can be left open, and the doors of my heart can be left open, and the doors of my heart will be left open.
Every time you play, I just go into this meditative state. Oh, I got to get up and say something. I better get up. Thank you so much. This is a time in our service we invite you to be part of our law of circulation. Please know that all that you are willing to give with volunteering and your financial donations help support our vision and mission, so we appreciate it. If the ushers could come forward, please. There are many ways that you can donate, including using the QR code, online donations, or financial donations you give. And I also know some of you give with bill pay and different things like that. So I invite you to take your hand and put over your heart to represent that which you've given in the past or you're giving today. And repeat the affirmation that's on the screen. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. And so it is. Diana, can you get the gratitude song? Yeah.
what love is. I'm so grateful to share what love is, to share what love is, to be. I'm so grateful to be what love is, to be what love is. I'm so grateful to be what love is, to be what love is, to be again. I'm so grateful to be what love is, to be what love is. I'm so grateful to be what love is, to be what love is. Oh, so grateful to be what love is.
How about this? There are some songs that clapping doesn't really fit. So thank you. That's like an affirmation song, right? It's going to stay with me today. Thank you. Thank you. And we also want to welcome people who might be here for the first time, whether online or here in person. We appreciate you being here. We have a gift for you and a little bit about our community. If you're willing to raise your hand, we have something for you. Anybody here for the first time? Thank you for being with us. And of course, Diana, we're grateful for all of you being here. So we appreciate you being, trying our community out. We're an open, curious, to use the term I've been talking about, contemplative community. And we're open to diversity and in all ways. So thank you for being a part of us today. We have an affirmation for you, and we raise our hands and we say, we bless you today, knowing that the peace and happiness you seek is also seeking you. We honor your inner radiance as you let your light shine in the world. We are grateful for your presence in our community, and so it is. So good to have everybody here today. We'd like to call our practitioners up. They're available for prayer after the service. If you so want to, you're welcome to have conversations in here, but linger in the sanctuary. But I'd also like that if you are not staying for prayer, to please go on out and have, so we can create the sacred space in here for more prayer. Thank you, practitioners, for being here today. We can give them a little love too there. So. And let's stand for the congregational affirmation now. Repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
I am led by Spirit.
I am led by Spirit.
I'm guided by wisdom.
I am guided by wisdom.
I'm protected by love.
I am protected by love.
I'm here to be a blessing.
I am here to be a blessing.
I am so grateful.
I am so grateful.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And now we have a new closing song that Diana's going to sing for us. Sounds like she sang a little bit of this. We were on Zoom call, and she sang a little bit, and I was totally enchanted by it. So it's a cappella.
Yes.
Okay.
So the lyrics are right here. So I'm going to sing it, and we'll sing it a few times, and
Okay.
so as you get it.
May the pool of love we have gathered here spread its wings and fly far and near, from the depths of our hearts to the farthest star. May our love bless everyone. May our love bless everyone. May the pool of love we have gathered here spread its wings and fly far and near from the depths of our hearts to the farthest stars. May our love bless everyone. May our love bless everyone. One more time. May the pool of love we have gathered here spread its wings and fly far and near from the depths of our hearts to the farthest star. May our love bless everyone. May our love bless everyone. May our love bless everyone.
Bless everyone. And so it is.